All right, James, you played a little bit with this guy. You saw
Yeah.
the Hall of Fame talent up close, but now he's in New York.
Yes.
He's not in Green Bay, where he laid the foundation of his Hall of Fame career. So how much will the Jets impact Aaron Rodgers in his Hall of Fame career?
I think this could be huge. Number one, he can go out here and he can throw 80 interceptions. He could look like Russell Wilson looked last year. He's still going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But when we talk legacy, right, there's not too many quarterbacks. I want to say it's maybe 4 or 5 of them, right, MVPs, and have 2 Super Bowls, right? So if Aaron Rodgers is able to go over here to New York and get Zach Wilson right, get these young players right, and on top of that, win a Super Bowl in New York, legacy-wise, this will put Aaron Rodgers in a whole nother category. We've seen Tom Brady go to Tampa Bay and win a Super Bowl and have winning seasons and win again, right? And he in the league of his own, right? Everybody always said, can he do it without Bill? And he showed you, and now it's no argument, right? So for Aaron Rodgers to go over here and to win a second Super Bowl and really change this Jets organization around, I think this will be huge for Aaron Rodgers' legacy.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but I just can't see it doing no harm to his legacy, right? Doing no harm to his Hall of Fame, career he's had. I mean, this guy's 4 MVPs, right, in the Super Bowl, and then the talent that we know of Aaron Rodgers. So I think that it can help him out. We talk about guys like Peyton Manning, where he went to another team, right, and got a championship. And I think that it pushed up his legacy a little more. Even though he was already a great player and he was in a Hall of Famer, I just think that with Aaron Rodgers, man, like he can really help the Jets team. They haven't been to the playoffs in so long, let alone a Super Bowl.
So you're saying if Aaron Rodgers plays bad, you don't think it can hurt his legacy?
How could it? For example, we're gonna talk about it on TV, right? Every station gonna talk about it, and then as soon as next year starts, that's it. Because he's still Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day.
But it's still Tom Brady too. And if Tom Brady went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers without Bill and was garbage.
Right.
Don't you think that would have hurt his legacy, that he couldn't get it done without
I don't know about legacy. I think we would have talked about a different conversation of, it was probably more of Bill than Brady, or it might have been they need each other to win. Where now the conversation is it's really Brady and it's not Bill. But Aaron doesn't have this argument. He don't have this issue, right? Because, he didn't have nobody he had to win championships with. McCarthy, he is what he is.
Right.
So he don't have that other piece to put him together with.
I think it's hard to imagine him being as bad as
he's
it
not.
was
I'm just
in Denver last year. I mean, look, we wouldn't have said that about Russell Wilson before it happened, but it's a wild league and it comes at you fast. So, and he didn't have the best statistical season last year. You would argue, obviously, maybe he has more talent this year. He's reinvigorated. He was in OTAs and whatnot, so maybe all those things will affect it. But he is a year older also on top of that. So I don't think it could be the worst season in the history of the NFL. He's still getting in the Hall of Fame.
First ballot.
So that is, the cement has dried on that part of his legacy. But narrative and how you finish things does reflect in how and where we rank you all time as we observe the sport. Brady winning that championship with the Bucs, he was already the greatest quarterback of all time. He just got an extra, now he's untouchable.
Right.
Now it will be so difficult for anyone to do what he's done, because even if they have an unbelievable run with one team, Brady still had a 20-year run with one team and then did it with someone else. So he really just took it to another level. I can't say that it will hurt. I can't imagine, I guess I should say, him being so bad that it would hurt him.
Yeah.
But I do think, to Shady's point, it can make it better. If he goes in and does something spectacular, if he has a Brady-like or a Matthew Stafford-like immediate effect in Super Bowl with the Jets, especially with a team like the Jets that's been so bad for so long and so far away from being competitive, even within their own division, that will put him in a different category that I don't necessarily think he's currently in. Because while he does have the MVPs, he only has 1 Super Bowl and 1 Super Bowl appearance. So when you're talking about somebody like a Peyton Manning who has multiple Super Bowls, or a Tom Brady who has multiple Super Bowls, or any of these other Montana, quarterbacks that we know are super talented but also are in that other category of multiple Super Bowl wins, it has you in a different conversation. So I do think it can change it in that way.
no doubt. And that's strictly what I'm saying. If Aaron wins another Super Bowl, he passes Joe Montana and Peyton Manning right behind Tom Brady, right? Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thrower of the football that we've ever seen. That includes Patty Mahomes, Shady, right? Consistently over 20 years, the greatest talent of throwing the football that we have ever seen. The only knock on Aaron Rodgers is playoffs. He get knocked out of the playoffs. He only has one Super Bowl ring. If he gets another one and he's in that company with MVPs and Super Bowl rings, Tom Brady, AR 8 right
James,
now. And the only reason why I'm saying Tom Brady first is because we're gonna lie.
Because you have to.
Other than that, I'm wrong with my
because you have to. Because you have to. Because you already kind of.
You know what I mean? Other than that, I'm wrong with my dog.
Montana got 4 rings now.
I know. But
How you gonna just jump over Montana?
But when we're talking about the talent at the quarterback position, but I'm saying, can you sit there and say Joe Montana's better than Aaron Rodgers?
But the thing is, like as a quarterback, I feel like quarterbacks is the only position where
that's why
we don't rank the quarterbacks with just talent.
Yeah.
Well, other positions like wide receiver, talent.
That's why I hate that.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Randy Moss and Jerry Rice. Like people say Jerry's supposed to be the best, but
at
then
one
when
point
it comes,
that has to matter, though.
But with quarterbacks, it's all about accomplishments. What have you done, and what have you done with the team, with the wins? Quarterback can go out there and in the playoff game, right, and hand the ball off 40 times, they win the game. They're gonna talk about him as he won the game. And if they lose, he gets the same blame.
So a lot of quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls, though, that are not even in that category.
Yeah, but Montana got 4 of them things.
I understand that.
But you gotta have some resume to go with the wins. And you look at Joe Montana's like,
But
come on.
But to kind of in a weird way, to James's point, right now we don't put Aaron Rodgers in the Montana category.
No.
Because you can't, because of accomplishments. Now, talent-wise, throw the
Super
football,
Bowls.
but that's why Marino is a Hall of Famer and gets put in those conversations. But
you're talking
another Super
4
Bowl,
MVPs
another
and 2
Super Bowl for
Super
Aaron
Bowls.
Rodgers might put him in that conversation. I would still have Montana ahead of him.
most people probably would.
Nope. Not if he get another one.
And then another thing is like, and you're his teammate, so I get it.
Yeah. No, I'm
but
just
you
speaking
gotta
facts.
pump your brakes when you start speaking. Because I like Aaron Rodgers too. But when you speak the words like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, like that's when we have an issue. We gotta put a big period or a long comma.
See,
because it's Aaron Rodgers.
and you're going off of
then it's-
accomplishments. I understand it.
No,
That's what you're going off.
Tom is the great.
Tom is not the greatest thrower of the football we ever seen talent-wise.
You see what I'm saying? You see
No,
what I'm saying?
but I'm just saying,
Friday,
bro.
So now you saying
Dragons and
Tom is the
Animals.
greatest
I think-
talent at the
listen.
quarterback spot? Is that what you're telling me, Shady?
Listen.
He's the greatest talent we ever seen at the quarterback spot.
We have a rule on this show, James. Tom Brady doesn't get compared to anybody else.
I understand that when we're talking about winning.
Why do we care how they look, how they throw the ball? Look, Josh Allen, his rookie year.
That's what you care about.
He came to Buffalo, right? And he kept doing that. He kept doing that Aaron Rodgers little flick with his feet. I was like, why you keep doing that? He's like, oh man, he imitating A-Rod. I get it.
But
when we talk, hold on, when we talk about the greatest of all time, it's some of talent. But it's a lot of what are you doing? And I told him, now like, you got to go with the quarterback that does the most.
Shady, you sit up here every show, every time I bring up Dak, and you say he can't even be in the same quarterback as Josh Allen because the talent Josh Allen has.
Josh Allen has also played in the AFC Championship game.
Josh Allen led the league in interceptions, and Josh Allen was out of the playoffs the same time Dak was.
But Josh Allen has played in the AFC Championship game. I don't want to get into a Josh Allen-Dak Prescott conversation. I do want to ask you what you think Aaron Rodgers' legacy will be in New York.
I think it's all about what he does on the football field. All this stuff is good. Being a great leader, getting in there, being a great teammate with the young guys, having handshakes with the young guys, mentoring Zach Wilson, and he could possibly be a different player when this thing is all said and done, when Aaron is gone. But if Aaron Rodgers does not win in New York on that football field, nobody's going to care about how he developed Zach Wilson. Nobody's going to care about how many touchdowns he threw to Garrett Wilson. Nobody's going to care about none of that. The only thing that matters is can he get it done on the field and get the Jets to an AFC champion, get the Jets to a Super Bowl. But he has to win on the football field for this thing to be right for Aaron Rodgers.
I think there's a lot of ranges of what this answer could be. That's why on paper we have all these conversations, and then we see how the season goes and look back on our takes before the season and feel so differently about it. If he's bad, if he's bad and they're bad, that means one thing. Mm-hmm. If he's good but they're bad, maybe it's Salah. If he's good and they're good, how good are they? Do they make it to the playoffs and lose in the first round? Is that Is that really an achievement for Aaron Rodgers, a player of that level, when you're comparing him to a Patrick Mahomes and a Tom Brady and a Joe Montana? If they're great and he's great, that puts him in a whole other category, and they have a Tom Brady or Matthew Stafford type of year and immediately win a Super Bowl. That puts him in a whole different category. So there's so many different ranges to me because of all the factors of what the situation is in New York that could play out. But what do you think his legacy will be?
I think his legacy is already sealed. It's signed, sealed, and delivered. I mean, only thing it would be a difference if he wins a Super Bowl. Other than that, I can't see no different with his legacy. He go out there and look like Russell Wilson, but at the end of the day, it's still Aaron Rodgers. The 4 MVPs, that's going to be there. The championship is going to be there. The stuff that he's talking about, the talent, that's going to be there. So it's like when I look at how can I judge his legacy from the Jets, only thing I can think of, if he wins a Super Bowl, that makes the biggest difference for his legacy.
But the first thing you told me is Aaron don't get it done in the playoffs.
He definitely don't.
That's what I'm saying.
He definitely
so,
don't.
with you saying that, it can hurt him if he gets to the playoffs and gets kicked out in the first round.
I don't know how you feel because he played with him, but we used to see him go to the playoffs and lose every year.
Yeah.
So it's like so no. I respect A-Rod, but I keep it real on. So whoever the players, I keep it honest.
So you saying it don't matter if he?
It don't matter because we gonna look at him the same way. If he goes there as a good year, right? They go to playoffs. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah. But that's not gonna change anything.
It ain't gonna change nothing.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.